Did that just catch him there or not? I cannot believe the bad luck of this young French star who just this year has not been able to sort himself out. Well, Talon Voland is now in the lead. Andrea Bartolini is in there. John van der Berg chasing hard. And van der Berg is just on the tail. Talon Voland takes the checkered flag ahead of Andrea Bartolini, who just holds off John van der Berg.
Maria at the first part of the moto, but I could tell he was pushing really hard. So after about 4 or 5 laps of trying to catch him, I just decided to cut it back and see what happened. And I played it safe and I played it smart and I ended up winning the race. So I'm real happy with my result.
You saw what happened with Yves?
No, I was just coming over the hill as he was rolling, but I know what happened because I know the bumps that he hit. And he obviously must have hit a bump and went over the handlebars.
Well, at least he's all right, but a good win by Talon Voland there, ahead of Andrea Bartolini and John van der Berg, and it just goes to show if you use your qualifying and get to know the circuit well and know each bump, then maybe you'll be all right. Anyway, he did start the second heat, incidentally, Yves de Maria. As they go through there, brilliant John van der Berg, looking superb. And Strybus there side by side, but there's a right mix-up here now between, I think, Mikhail Pichon and all sorts of people involved in that lot there. Bernard Marjan was in there as well. Some of them going even the wrong way there. And that's Ephraim Ola going through. Anyway, let's have a look at the front end. As it's John van der Berg ahead of Andrea Bartolini. Talon Voland keeping out of trouble there as well. There he goes through Talon Voland. And 94 is Kelly Swanson, so he's up there. He's been going really well, actually, in practice, Kelly Swanson. Certainly up in the top 10 or 11. Remy Ries looks as if he's out, and that's the first lap. Yves de Maria, well, he gives up. He doesn't even complete the first lap. Must be feeling very sore indeed, I would think. John van der Berg determined to stay out in front there, and the crowd in Hungary here really enjoying high-flying Pedro Tractor in the action now, somewhere out there in the top 10. He's after getting points rather than pushing himself too hard. And Bartolini riding really well at this stage too. Tractor was 5th in the first heat, you'll remember. And you can see van der Berg, once he gets moving on that Suzuki, he is world class. The crowd love him and he loves the crowd, and takes the checkered flag ahead of Andrea Bartolini. So 2 very good second places for Bartolini there. Talon Voland happy with his 3rd place. Greg Albertine riding well into 4th. Dave Strybos falling back into 5th. So both our British entries, Nathan Shelton and Kelly Swanson, out of it there. Okay, let's move on to the 3rd heat. Start's so important. Let's see who goes into this first right and a left. Kelly Swanson and Nathan Shelton are still starting in this. Okay, let's have a look, because I think we're going to see some major changes. Look how far van der Berg is ahead of Talon Voland, Peter Bearer. Tractor there too. Brilliant riding. Joachim Carlson on the Kawasaki. Van der Berg storming ahead, way out in front. And it's extraordinary how the Suzukis have been going. I've been ignoring the sort of factory standings, but in the first heat we had Suzuki, Honda, Suzuki, Honda, Suzuki. In the second heat we had Suzuki, Honda, Suzuki, Honda, Honda, Suzuki. And right now it looks like virtually a clean sweep from Suzuki's, to be honest with you. Ephraim Ola, well, it looks like Fred Bowley, Thierry Godefried and Peter Dirks out at this stage. The one and only Husqvarna, which is Peter Dirks, number 79, has had to give up at this stage. And Greg Albertine on his Honda. Dave Strybos, once again, not a very good start. Andrea Bartolini still in there mixing it. There goes Strybos. And it's good, interesting to see grass growing on the what you call the lee side of that bump. That's where they don't land. Pedro Tractor's in 4th position. Peter Barra going well on his Suzuki. So we've got 4 Suzukis out in front. Then we've got Albertine, Bartolini and Strybus on their Hondas. And then 3 Kawasaki's in a row virtually. Interesting results here. But Suzuki's so much stronger this season. They really are. Well, we're going to see some big changes in the standings if Talon Volan hangs on to this 2nd place. Wow, some big jumps there. Van der Berg just flying here in Hungary. And he just got a brilliant start, and that just gave him the advantage over everybody else. It's so easy riding out in front. Peter Beira, a good run in this 3rd heat. And he came 6th in the 2nd heat and was virtually nowhere in the 1st heat, where he retired on lap 2 in the 1st heat. So 2 good heats for him. And as the shadows lengthen here in Hungary, he looks over his shoulder and takes that checkered flag, and that's a brilliant performance. And you're not going to believe this. Look at this, 4 Suzukis out there. Nice ride by Pedro Tractor. Then it was 3 Hondas, then it was 3 Kawasaki's and a KTM coming in an 11th. Kelly Swanson 16th and Nathan Shelton in 18th. Ooh, hard work, he's saying, Van der Berg. Hard, solid track, hard underfoot. And round 4 moves on into Rhenen in Holland, and this is a sand circuit or what? So the Rhenen circuit, pretty artificial, very, very fast. Let's have a look at the standings after round 3. John Van der Berg being chased hard by Tom van Grimsen. Greg Albertine is hammering through. It's between those 3, really. And you can see he's... Tom van Grimsen is the man that John Van der Berg has got to watch, because it's the relationship between those 2, really, that's going to create the problem. Okay, just 2 heats in this national championship, not 3 like the world. And they're off, look, and a brilliant start by Remy van Rees. Let's see who else is in there. John Van der Berg right in at the start, as is Cheryl Swaber, as is Marco Stalliman. No, we don't see him very... Greg Albertine is off. Greg Albertine, bad luck on this first lap. That's quite extraordinary. Now, what is going to happen? Let's keep our eyes open for number 12, Greg Albertine, because he is a real fighter. And once he gets his bike started, he's going to hammer up through the field. We get a faller there, but no big problem with our front runners. And you can see how sandy it is already. Okay, who else is going well in these opening stages? 27, Edwin Strava. And 45. Well, he was going well, but he's not going that well now. That's Berry Strava. So here's Remy van Rees. There is John Van der Berg. There is Cheryl Swaber. And you can see them coming through. 47 there. Greg Albertine is absolutely screaming through the back markers now. And he's got an awful lot of work to do. There's only 13 laps in this first heat. Well, they're in both heats. And here they are in this great big sand pit. And just roaring through here. This is not a regular track that's used all the time. It's set up specially for these championships. And the riders really like it. So... that was Giesberts going through his 4th overall. 7 there is Diedrich Locht. Now, Greg Albertine has already started to make his way up through the field. It's quite extraordinary. If we're looking at lap 8, lap 9, he is 8th overall at the moment. And he is screaming. Look at him going, the boys. All out on his own. The Lone Ranger powering his way back up through the field. Remy van Rees out in front and really motoring. These guys are putting in 47, nearly 48 km/h laps. Greg Albertine up into 7th now. Well, this is an extraordinary battle by the South African who decided to stay in Holland after his parents brought him over here from South Africa. And look at him riding as he chews up another one. Is that Diederik Lochties? No, he's just taken Voorlief Hartelman on his Honda. Remy van Raes serenely out in front. Cheryl Schreiber second. Quite a good battle going on. Some of the guys are going past the back markers now. You see Barry Visser and... So Cheryl Schreiber is now second. John van der Berg can't get his Suzuki up and moving. I don't know what's happening here. With just a few laps more, and we'd have seen Albertine up there, I'm sure. Let's have a look then at the result of the first heat. Greg Albertine in 5th. That is an extraordinary performance. Now here's a man who wasn't riding, Dave Strybos. Why not? Well, you saw the mark on his hand. He had a plate, metal plate, taken out of his hand because he was injured, if you remember. And he has to take a week off, and then he'll be back riding again. What's happened to your right eye? Did you get hit by your girlfriend? He says, no, we were out mountain biking, and I fell off it and hurt myself doing that. Well, be good to see him back out there riding again. Let's get on with the second heat now. A brilliant start. It's been wetted down, you can see. And once again underway with John van der Berg making sure he's out in front, just ahead of Remy van Raes. And this time, Greg Albertine is tucked in there. He's about 5th at the moment. And we've also got Cheryl Schreiber in there and Tom van Grimsen. Now, I must just quickly double-check what happened with Tom van Grimsen on the first, because it's the relationship between John van der Berg and him that is really important. Well, Tom van Grimsen got 8 points in the first heat, and John van der Berg got 15, so he's improved his lead so far in the National Championship. Now, back to this heat 2, and let's see what's happening. So, Albertine in the groove now, 4th spot overall. Good to see them all going 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. You don't often get a camera angle that allows you to see the front 4 guys like that. And you can see how different this sort of circuit is. And it's interesting to see Albertine's Honda is absolutely screaming past Van Raes there. Oh, and a bit of a pile up there. I don't know who those two are. Oh, well, there we are. That tells us, doesn't it? Richard Mutsaz and the rest of the field going past. 47 is Richard Mutsaz. He's still there. So now then, let's have a look. John van der Berg, well out there and riding really brilliantly. Remy van Raes, you can't really touch him, although I imagine he's looking firmly over his shoulder, because there's a great battle going on between Cheryl Schreiber and Greg Albertine. Oh, there goes Cheryl Schreiber. Now, who's this faller? Every time he tries to pick the bike up, it gets knocked back out of his hands again. There's Greg Albertine. And there goes Van Ginsen and Schreiber and Danny Thibers, Ralph Lumens. Cheryl Schreiber's gone. Cheryl Schreiber is down. Well, that's extraordinary stuff. Cheryl Schreiber in lap 9 falls back. And the checkered flag goes to John van der Berg. Look, Greg Albertine 3rd, Tom van Grimsen in 5th. That means John van der Berg will have increased his lead.
4 men.
But let's talk to him first.
Strybos and John van der Berg. Who will be world champion?
Talking about World Championship stuff now.
I think Albertine is at this moment very strong in the races. He's also strong when he has a bad start or when he crashes in the start. He can go to the top. and not so many riders can do that. And I think when he's like this, riding like this, he's the best competitor to be world champion, I think.
And none of the Dutch?
Yeah, I hope one of the Dutch guys. But I look on this moment, and also I'm very strong now, but I have 80 points behind the leader, and I hope I can catch up points in the next few Grand Prix.
Greg,
So now we're talking to Greg Albertine.
who do you think will be world champion? One of the three Dutch Musketeers or the South African?
I'm hoping the South African. I'm feeling really good this season, and if I keep getting good results, hopefully I'll be world champion.
Are they tough competition?
They're always tough competition. The Dutch riders ride very well on hard and especially soft, but I feel I got a good chance, very good.
Why is it that you're doing so well this year?
I think the years before I've had too many injuries, and coming to Europe I found I've had to prove myself and trying to ride too hard and then crashing and getting injured. But I decided to settle down this year and just take my time, and it's working out well.
It certainly is working out well. They were talking about the World Championship. This is the Dutch National Championship. You see, John van der Berg has increased his lead to 24 points because Tom van Glimsen didn't go too well there. Greg Albertine looking strong. Rennen again for round 4 of the 250cc. You remember earlier in the show we saw the 125cc. And we're going to have a look at the standings in just a minute for the 250cc boys. So the standings look, Edwin Evertsen out in front there, Pedro Tractor chasing him really hard. Here's Evertsen, getting himself organised. That's Pedro Tractor. Alvin Van Asten. Of course, those first two, Tractor and Evertsen, very strong in the World Championship as well. Willy van Vessel, 4th in the championship. Those are the boys. This is the first heat start. And remember, we just got 2 heats again because it is a national championship, and a brilliant start by Tractor. Well, and also in there, I'm just trying to sort these things out. Edwin Evertsen is there somewhere. But these boys are in big problems there. Tractor serenely out in front, no real problems at all. He's leading in the World Championship in the 125cc's, of course. There's Edwin Evertsen right behind him. And some of the other guys, that's Gerard Koenig on his Honda. Gert-Jan van Doorn is there as well. Number 7, Jacob Moos going well. And these boys really motoring around here. Once again, up in the 40, that's Gert-Jan van Doorn, number 1 there. Up in the 47 kilometers per hour type lap times here. 13 circuits of this sand circuit. There's Willy van Vessel. And he's in 2nd place at the moment, Willy. So there's Gert-Jan van Doorn. A good old battle going on there, look. You can see Gert-Jan van Doorn, wow, just flies past him as if he's standing still, doesn't he? That's one of the most spectacular parts of the circus. The guys plummet down that hill, accelerating away. And my word, Edwin Evertsen is having a really good battle now. And 38 is Eric Schut. But out in front, Pedro Tractor, no one near him, look. Takes it easy now. Willy van Vessel, 2nd place at the moment. And there we see Edwin Evertsen. 4th is Eric Schut. And 5th is Alvin van Asten. And that's Eric Schut. And Jan van Oorschot there too. 20 there was Arno Willems on his Honda. So at the moment it's Suzuki, Kawasaki, Honda, and then a whole stream of other Kawasaki's certainly dominating this first heat at the moment. Edwin Evertson looking very relaxed. So why is he in second? What's happened to Willy van Wessel? And it's well, it's quite clearly Edwin Evertson in second. Now, Willy van Wessel, I think, has got a problem. There goes Koenig, you can see, who is fourth at the moment. And his girlfriend just keeping an eye on him there. Pedro Tractor, screaming round pretty comfortably, taking one or two of the back markers. He almost came off there, actually, around that right-hander. Look at this acceleration. He's just kilometers per hour faster. I mean, we're talking 5 or 6 kilometers per hour average faster than the other guys. So, Willy van Wessel, I thought he had a problem. Look, he lost the seat of his bike. And he's not a happy boy. He says he's very, very sore. He's got a sore backside and a sore back because he did about the last 5 laps riding around standing up. I wonder if we get a chance to see that. Look, here he is. He tried sitting down and it didn't work, he said. So he must be absolutely cream crackered, I should think. Ha! There you are. There's the official result of the first heat. Anyway. So Tractor and Evertson. Here's Tractor. Just talking about the fact that he hasn't got a works drive as such. And you can see him taking the checkered flag there. We're just asking him about the relationship between himself and his father as far as working as a team. And his dad's team manager does a lot of the preparation work. And it obviously works, he says, because here I am. So in the World Championship stuff, he has to look after himself, and my word, he does. Right, as we move into the second heat, let's see whether he's done a good job here. And, well, Tractor isn't that... he's up there with the front runners, but he's in about 4th, 5th position at the moment. Just keep your eyes open for number 11. Who else is there? Well, it looks like Edwin Evertson first, by the look of it. And we've got Willy van Wessel, Gert-Jan van Doorn. Jaco Moos is going well in this second heat as well. And Jacob Baart is up amongst the front runners as well. Now, Alwin van Asten had a lousy start and he's back in 8th place, and he's already starting to make his way up through the field. Keeping your eye open for number 27. Well, 42, that's Bert Belger, you can see. And he has taken a bit of a tumble, but he's okay. Edwin Evertson, the leader, just gone past the camera there. And you see how fast he is. Oh, this is rough, isn't it? That's Willy van Wessel having a real humdinger there with Pedro Tractor, look. And I think he'll just wait for Van Doorn and Willy van Wessel to tire themselves out, and then Pedro Tractor will just pick them off, I'm sure. There goes number 7, Jaco Moos. And people are starting to chew at him as well. He's having a really good battle with Jacob Baart. But Jacob Baart about to retire any second, I can tell you. He's got problems, but no problems for Edwin Evertson. He's out in front, and he's really motoring. 13 laps again, of course. And there you see 42 starting to make his way back up the field, Bert Belger. Right, Gert-Jan van Doorn in second place.